You guys see my screen okay? Let me get the chat up. Cool. Okay, let's try to be, I'm gonna maybe call some names and stuff. Well, I'm gonna be asking some questions throughout the call, okay? Just making sure we all understand what we're talking about. Okay, I don't want to just drift along and go over things and people are not saying anything and they get confused and stuff. Because these webinars every week are to clear any confusions, right? So if you guys have any questions, these are the calls to bring them to, right? Because I can actually answer them directly. There's only so much I can do when you send me pictures and stuff like that. I can answer certain ones here and there, but it's hard to answer specific questions that you guys ask. So, like I said, this call is good for to clear any confusion you guys have. Okay, so what shall we start on? I believe I took some trades on Euro to start the week here. Clear my chart. Sorry guys, let me just figure out what day it was on. I believe it was Tuesday, yeah, so. And Asia ended up pushing price up. Cool, okay. That's all I need. Okay, so I took a long on Tuesday. On Euro. So let's dissect everything step by step here. Cool. Okay. So you can see we've been going bearish for a while on Euro. Okay. Leaving highs, selling off, leaving more highs coming down, taking out highs, continuing off. Right. Classic inducing higher, trapping, inducing buyers to just go down further to trap them. Okay. And if I zoom out to the left side, this was the low that I wanted taken on the higher time frames, okay? Why? Simply because look at this bullish move we get to the upside, clearing all of this liquidity, okay? Finally digging for the last time on the left. I believe this was Friday NFP, and then followed by a big sell-off to the downside, okay? So every reaction at these areas, trap. If anyone is buying from here, they get trapped. Look how price struggles for a while, right? This is, before taking the low, we sat in a trap area for over a day, okay? So anybody looking to buy, they're getting destroyed in this price action, okay? It's chopping up for over a day, over 24 hours, inducing buyers into the market, right? This whole area here is just to trap people and induce liquidity, obviously, like it's done, right? We bounce off it once, twice, 3 times over here, leaving equals here. Some more internal liquidity here. Okay, these are simply just going to be used for buy targets. Okay, once the liquidity is clear from the left, and also I believe we ended up running for some lows from the left over here. Right, if I grab this, you can see that we ended up running that, tapping into some sort of imbalance here. If you look at my cursor, imbalance here, we tapped into that area, and that's when I started looking for buy positions. Okay, so I am recording, yes sir, always. On the way down, you can see both my lines. This is the low from the left, and then again this one from a higher time frame from all the way to the left. On the way down, look how we build liquidity here. Okay, this whole channel, you can see a trend line here. People are selling these points. Okay, so understand that this was all done on purpose. Okay, we want to see this build-up occur before taking out this low, because why? This build-up gives us a reason to take that long back up to the highs. Okay, so this right here is important. We want to see this occur. Perfect. Build-up is happening. Finally, we take the lows on the left-hand side. Same thing we look for all the time. Okay, keep it as easy as possible. The timing on this was tough. Okay, so I simply just had a limit set, and this is just what I do sometimes. I know for some of you guys, maybe the timing, you guys, or some of you are in bed, right? It's the middle of Asia. But I just had a limit set. Nonetheless, everything stays the same, okay? We take the low out here, providing us a liquidity block, okay? This is important. Why? Because this area down here, you don't have to get too intricate with it, finding a 1 minute imbalance or anything in there. But this whole area here, essentially all of this, is going to be an area that we're going to take an entry off of. Okay, so now what do we want to see after that's happened? Again, same thing, a build up. So if I go on the M1 just so we can open this price up a little bit, you can see how structure is starting to form, right? We're starting to print highs, lows, highs. So simply what I like to do is, I understand that we took this high, we come lower, respect the lows, again, push higher, induce again, higher, and then look how price comes back down to the lows and respects the lows here. Okay, and then moves away. This is what I want to see. Okay, we talk about it all the time. Once this low has respected the one to the left and moved away to the upside, this now tells me we got liquidity to the low, or below the lows. Okay, and then an even better thing that happens is look how we've taken out this high. Why is this important? Because this induces buyers. So people that are retail that likes to see this reaction occur and then see their break of structure, where they're going to be buying. They're going to be buying all of this area, right? Because they get their BOS, price returns back into the area. Even these over here, this OB, whatever it is, you can see how even price struggles here, building up even more liquidity. Finally, running for the low that we built liquidity at. This is an entry. Anywhere below this is an entry, okay? I had a limit set a little lower at the imbalance down here. It doesn't always come for the imbalance, okay? In this example, it does, and that's how I was able to catch the bottom. But I simply just had a limit set like this, okay? And my stop loss below the liquidity block. So, like I was telling you guys, it doesn't always come for the imbalance. So the best way to take this entry is to wait for this liquidity to get taken, and again, just cover that liquidity block, okay? In my example, I was lucky enough to get tagged in at the M1 imbalance over here. Simple targets, don't have to get too greedy with it. It's just going to be, you have internal points here. We have more internal points here, okay? And then essentially this whole build up on the way down, you have this last high over here. You can definitely take good partials at. Why would I want to take decent partials here? Look what happens before you take the high. Okay, this reaction to the downside, clearing internal. Why is this important? Sellers have now been induced into the market. Okay, this is going to be a trap. Look how they get that false reaction down. And there's actually a mitigation of M5 liquidity block right here. And then we move higher to trap the sellers. Okay, so anybody that was looking for sells down here, or sorry, sells over here, see how they get their reaction to the downside? Take out the lows, so they think this is BOS here or even just over here. They're going to be selling this area back at the highs. Look, it gives them a false reaction and then traps them all. Okay? Everybody understand this? So as soon as this happens, this is definitely a good area to be taking a partial at, because after this high is taken, we can see some sort of reactions occur. And that's exactly what's happening here. Everything good with this? No confusions? Just let me know. Clear as day, perfect. Okay. Again, this is the important part. The liquidity block that gets formed, because again, that's where we're taking our entry off of essentially. And then we want to see that build up. This is the first step to taking an entry, the build up. And then this is basically the trap move to the downside, taking that liquidity. Anywhere below, so I can mark it like this, just so it's as easy as understand as possible. Anywhere in this blue box is valid to take a long, okay? So anywhere between 1.10199 to 1.10151. Wherever you got in, if you got in very low, if you got into the midway point or just when it started, it doesn't matter. What I'm just trying to get across is anywhere in this blue box is a valid buy, okay? Perfect. That is euro. Ends up taking out the highs nicely. I don't think I took anything else on euro. But yeah, so check this out. Same thing. Look how we induce buyers. Okay? And then we get, if you zoom into M5 price action here, induce buyers, trap them, take liquidity from the left, We even have a liquidity block over here. So we respect the liquidity block. And then we go long. Check this out. Coincidence that we respect the highs because we took out the low. Trap move to the downside, another liquidity block. So this is an entry. Let me use... This is an entry, and this is an entry. Only reason I would not be taking this, okay? The system is still in place. The only reason I'm not be taking this is because we took this high out, okay? So you're basically just predicting that these highs need to go. But I just want you guys to understand the concepts and why these are valid, okay? On the lower time frames, at least. All right? So all this occurs. Finally, we take out lows here. And then sellers are trapped. Coincidence, after sellers are trapped on M5 here, we dump off to the downside. Unfortunately, it looks like from the M5, we don't really have any entries that were presented. I believe N1 is just going to be the same thing. Yeah, tough one. No entries. I would have just waited for, again, same thing over and over, guys. Right? Just like we had on the buys, I would want the same thing. So we print this high here. Print that high. Now we come down. I want to see a buildup of some sort. So look how we have the buildup. Sellers get in here. Now I want price above that. I have a liquidity block to support my entry. So this would be the sell. Okay, and we target. Entries can be targeted. Realistically speaking, Asia session is tradable. Obviously, we've seen it in the past that it works. It all depends what you're going to be comfortable taking. I typically take any Asia entries that are taken from me. It's not me sitting on my computer and trading Asia. It's usually like a higher time frame type limit, where I just set a limit, and if it tags me, it tags me. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. But I'm not sitting on my computer trading Asia like I would for New York, for example. But yeah, this is what we would have wanted to occur over there. Okay, this price action. Unfortunately, doesn't occur. We just get a rapid sell-off to the downside, and that happens sometimes. No problem. No entries. Okay, so we induce. Oops. All right, perfect. So we end up again. Look how we take out the high to allow us to go further down again, okay? So we induce buyers, we trap them. You look to the left-hand side, we ended up running this low here. Oops. In here, I guess tapping it and bounced even further, actually. Oh, wow. Actually, I didn't even notice this. Check this out. I believe it's going to be even nicer on the 4. No, it's not. Let's check the 1 hour, though. We have a liquidity block over here. That we actually tapped into. Yeah, wow, look at this. So, tapped into this liquidity block. And then that's when, so the longs yesterday, let's go over this. This was stupid clean. Okay, so, again, we're trading below the lows. We understand buyers have now been trapped. Okay, we want price back to the upside now. So you simply manage the lower time frames accordingly. Now, this one was a little bit difficult. Okay, well, actually, the extreme entry was a little bit difficult. I wanted to take price an entry below here, but what occurred was we took out this high. So I didn't love it too much anymore, because now I'm kind of just straight with retail, right? The BOS happens, we get a pullback, take the buy. So I wasn't really too down to take this entry. So I actually had a limit here. Then when the high got taken out, I canceled my limit. Okay, but let's continue following along. So we actually come back down to the extreme, we respect it, and we move away, no problem. Okay, what occurs? Look at this buildup we had on the way down to taking out this low over here. All this buildup. We built up all this liquidity. So what happens is we grab the lows from the left, mitigate liquidity block. Okay, that allows us to go long. Okay, and what are we targeting? This whole buildup to the downside. So you can grab this high. Price grabs this high. Induces buyers by doing that. Then we trap them. Okay? Why is this important now? Now we have, again, a liquidity block. And we like to take entries off these, right? When they get formed. So we need to see what before? A build up again. And look what occurs here. This is perfect. Price comes to the high, respects it, moves away. Okay? Comes to the high again, taking out the previous high. Why is that important? Because we've now induced buyers. So this is going to be a trap. We want to see price below. We want to see price below this low. Once price is below this low, we are now essentially trading in with a liquidity block. So this whole area now becomes a valid buy, just like we spoke about before. This whole area here is a valid buy. Anywhere within this blue box. Understood? Understand? Cool. I just want to make sure there's no confusion. Now, I believe this wasn't even the only entry. Check this out. It gets a little wiki here because of news. It is what it is. Go to the 1 minute. Check this out. So we understand we want price higher, right? So every time we get a reaction, essentially it's just going to provide us another opportunity to buy. Look what we do. We react off this false area to the left once, twice, 3 times. And I go to, sorry, not the 5. Stay on the 1 minute here. Analyze this PA. Liquidity block. What do we want to see before taking the entry off the liquidity block? Some sort of build-up occur. Look how we get, this is hard because it's M1, or sorry, it's really squeezed up, but same thing applies. Price takes out previous high, returns back to this low, respects it, moves away, we take out the next high. Now we have liquidity below this low. Coincidence? Look how we hunt the liquidity, mitigate this liquidity block area, and run. So opportunities to buy below here. Oops. Opportunities to buy below here and below here. This would have been the first entry. And if you didn't get that, second entry was right here. Stop below the low. Okay? Where are we targeting? This whole area here is basically like a higher time frame POI for retail. So if you want, you can always just target that because there could be reactions, which we do. We end up getting reactions for a little bit. It shouldn't go bearish all the way back down, but price should react if it's temporarily, or it could even come, right? It could react over here and come back down, take out internal, then continue. So understanding that there could be reactions, you can pay yourself at these areas, right? This low, this low, this low. All this is just higher time frame POIs. Like if I go to, let's check it out. If I go to the 15, maybe even be on the hourly. Yeah, see how it's just one higher time frame area. So you can target that, and then eventually we obviously want price back up to the high. We got liquidity over here that's left, and then possibly we'll see if we can reach back up to here. We're not there yet. This is live price action, so maybe we'll reach back up to there. But pay yourself accordingly, and obviously react accordingly as well. But yeah, gorgeous long. Again, this would have been the 2 positions, 1 and 2. Boom. So you have a 1 to 6 opportunity here, and 1 to 20. But I mean, I don't know anybody that holds 1 to 20. Maybe Avid would, but but yeah, the 2 entry opportunities there, 1 and 2. All right. Let's check out Euro on the higher time frames now. This is going to be interesting. What's going on? So I posted it in the forecast, but price is now respected this high once, we moved away, right? So this tells us what? There's liquidity above here. So any reactions that occur in this area still are just going to be false and provide us what? An opportunity to buy, right? Just by looking at the weekly, what can I see here? I can see that we've now tapped into this weekly imbalance, okay? Taking out previous weekly low. Now, this definitely could be a, oops, let me make sure the other lines are visible. This definitely could be the bullish move to the upside, right? But don't just jump the gun and say that. We know that this whole area now is basically a liquidity block. So we can anticipate some sort of false reactions, right? Like if I go to the 1 hour right now, I can see that we're starting to build some sort of liquidity, right? This whole channel area. So ideally, I want to see price below here, and then we'll analyze what price action does here, right? Maybe we get down here, another false reaction, okay? Then we come lower, get something like this, take something from the left here, which provides us a false move up, induces buyers, comes down, traps them, and then maybe we go bullish. Okay, this is just an example, but yeah, that is my perspective right now on the higher time frames. Definitely a possibility for us to go long back up to the highs, and then eventually maybe run for this high. Okay, but yeah, gonna be an interesting one. Nonetheless, the longs yesterday would have been perfect. Holding a partial for the swing would have been super ideal. But yeah, that is euro in my perspective right now in the higher time frames. Pound. Let me check out. Did Abbott or me take in a position on the pound this week? I'm gonna go over US 30 and gold. No. Okay. Okay, gold. Very clean. I made the case study. I hope you guys watched it. If not, give it a watch after this if you can. Yeah, that's what I'm going to cover right now. Yeah, just listen up. I got you. Did you wait, Pre? Did you not watch the case study I made on it? You did? You still don't understand it? Okay, lots of liquidity to the upside, as we can see here. Okay, price ends up coming all the way back down to this extreme, mitigating this liquidity block. Oops. Okay, mitigates this liquidity block. Then we've gone bullish ever since. You can see, look, with just me zoomed out like this, does it make any sense for this sell to occur? From A to B. Check this out. Look how we just respect resistance, we respect highs, we respect all this liquidity, and we just get that big sell-off to the downside. Why does this occur? This is just playing with your emotions. The regular retailer are going to see this as, oh my God, you know what? The highs are going to hold. Shit ton of momentum in the market. Now, sells are on the cards. And look what price does. Every time it prints a high and reacts, these are areas that sellers are getting in the market. Boom, here, something from the left-hand side. Here. Look, we even get a false BOS. Then finally, look, we respect the highs again and another move to the downside, inducing sellers. Okay? Why on earth would we be thinking that these highs are going to hold? Every false move down, all these rapid moves down, this one, even this guy here, the internal, these are all just inducing sellers into the market. Okay? Inducing more liquidity at the highs for us to just target. Every time we get this false reaction, another opportunity to buy. Okay? And my position, I believe, Abbott took this as well. So, Wednesday, we had news 8:30, okay, as we can see here. Okay, so the next candle, we'll go on the 5-minute. Wednesday, we had news. Look at Tuesday does late New York. What is this price action? And why does this happen? Someone tell me, what is this? Please. What is that called? Inducing buyers, yes, but what is it? What is this whole channel here? This whole channel, this trend line. It's a build-up, thank you. Build-up of liquidity in the market, okay? Very choppy, very choppy. This is just inducing buyers. We respect the trend line here, and then finally, look how we get this rapid move up, okay? Taking out the highs, just inducing buyers. We want to see now this all taken. Right, so we have this whole channel. We want to see this all taken now. Okay, we want to see price below here. And coincidence, what do we have right here? Wow, what a coincidence. We have a liquidity block below all this buildup. Da Vinci on the higher time frames. To T. Okay? And look what's happening on the upside. Before the news, all through London. This is why I tell people, careful trading London if there's big news in New York. Look what London does. What is this? What is that? It should be obvious now.
Build up, build up.
Build up. Thank you. It's a build up. And why does this occur? It's done that because if we're going to go long, look at the reason we have to go long now. Here, and also don't forget the higher time frames. Look at the shit ton of liquidity we're leaving at the highs here. Okay, expect a rocket back up. News comes in, we spike the lows. Perfect. How do I like to take entries? Like we always talk about. We can take it when the liquidity's taken. Unfortunately, look at the range we have from this low to the bottom of our liquidity block. If I measure that, it's an 80 pip range, which means your stop loss needs to be 80 pips. I'm not too down to have an 80 pip stop loss. So if I wanted to take in any sort of an extreme entry, I'm looking for an extreme entry down here. Okay? Because now my stop loss is going to be only about 30, 35 pips. Okay? Opposed to 80. Okay? And that is the extreme entry. It would be like this. Again, stop loss always goes below the liquidity block. And we're going to be targeting the highs. Okay? So we're risking about 35 pips to gain about 250. It's around a 1 to 7, give or take where you get tagged in at, right? If you don't take the extreme entry like that, now you just want to wait for what? The same thing to occur in here. Liquidity block. Okay? Some sort of build up. However it is. Take the build up. Liquidity block, take the buy, go long. Same thing over and over and over. Okay? So let's play the price action out, see what we get. Respect this? Yeah, for sure. This was a liquidity block before. We mitigated it. Okay? But as we know, we're bullish overall. Not only that is, think about it in the perspective like this. We've taken this high out. We've taken this low out. Buyers got trapped. Anybody looking to buy here now got trapped, right? Leaving us a liquidity block. So once we respect this area and move away, sure, this is definitely going to be an area to target for the future. Gotta hop off a call, bro. Got a quick work meeting. We'll give it a watch. Of course, brother. No worries at all. Have a good weekend, and we'll talk. Okay, cool. So, like we were just talking about, let's wait to see what price does now on the lower time frames. How can we take an entry? What's going on here? Look at this. Look at this kind of price action we're getting. Price runs up, takes out this high, comes over here, respects the low, and moves away. Okay? Takes out another high. Respects this low. Moves away. Takes out another high. What is this? What do you guys think this is going to be? All we're doing is what right now? Please. Someone. What is this? What is this right here?
Building liquidity.
Building liquidity. Okay? Build up. Trap. And then the price moves the correct direction. So we're building liquidity here. BOS, BOS, BOS. We don't trade these areas, obviously. Okay? We do not trade that. This is going to end up being a build up. Okay? Perfect. Now where's price going to hunt for most likely? The low. Look at that. We go higher again. This is going to be a trap. Trap the buyers. Look how we're most likely going to get a move now. Why? Because we just trapped buyers there. Move back up. Take out the low. Okay? So check this out. We take out this low. Price took this out, causing a BOS for retail. This is a trap, okay? We don't trade that. Look how it worked for retail, though. their stop losses are going to be above this high. So another confluence on lower time frames. Price should run here. Okay. Now we want to wait for entry model. Boom. What do we see? Do we see an entry yet? Nope. I'm going to pick on someone. Adam, I'm going to pick on you. Can you unmute yourself? Tell me what would you do in this situation? Don't
I'd
be
wait
afraid
for
to be
those
wrong.
lows
Don't
to
worry.
get cleared. I'd wait for those lows to get cleared.
Can you annotate for me?
Yeah, sure. One sec. Where is that on the? I can't really see the annotation button.
I don't know if someone can help. Whoever else can see it. It should be maybe under more, or it should be like a pencil kind of emoji looking thing. Does anyone else see it on the call to help them out? There, yeah. Preet, how did you get the annotation?
It's on the bottom left of your screen. Pencil should come up.
Pen thing bottom left. They're saying.
Казахстана, Узбекистана, Кыргызстана, Таджикистана и Туркменистана собрались не в Москве и не в Пекине, а в Белом доме.
See it, Adam?
Это был не просто саммит. Дональд Трамп
Nah, I don't see it.
орбиты России и перенес его в сферу влияния США. Он приветствовал
If you can't see it, Mateo says if you can't see it, view options at top when full screen.
Центральная Азия – это исторический шелковый путь, который теперь возрождается в новом формате. Трамп – маршрут мира, соединяющий Кавказ, Каспий и Центральную Азию. Этот коридор...
Okay, no worries. If you can't find it, it's all good. I'll get someone else for now.
Yeah, I was just talking about those lows where the build up is. That's what I was gonna say. So
Okay, look, let me. These lows?
Yeah,
Why these lows?
because we got a BOS to the upside.
Exactly. So where are buyers looking at to be buying from? In this area. Correct?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
we'll set our limit right at their stop loss. We have what right below it? A liquidity block. So our stop can get tucked right below it.
Senegalese taxi drivers and Uzbek nurses.
Azlar kecha Amerikada shu jumladan New Yorkda
We get tagged in.
bo'lib o'tdi. Shu saylovlarda biz New York shahrini hokimini sayladik. Shaxsan Kamina o'zi ham kecha kechqurun borib ovoz berib keldi.
And off we go.
Ovozini
Okay. Where are we going to be targeting now? Let's go back to the 15 and check this out. Simple stuff. Look at this buildup we had on the way down. Simple. If you don't want to target the liquidity on the left that I have the line there for, you can just target the structural point over here. 250 pips back to the highs. Okay? This is the only trade you need for the whole week.
Так же строго, как меня отец воспитывал,
Look at occurs here.
строго я буду к своим детям идти 100%. Поэтому что спать?
Ура! Man sayılarda katlaştım. Ortala. Maykim gavaz berdim. Конечно же. Ama yıkıtıkan salam ortala. Hozirman istoriyadagi birinchi immigrant, birinchi musulmon bo'lgan New York
Look at occurs here.
meriga ovoz berishga keldim.
مرحبا أنا اسمي زهران ممدان.
Okay, it's in Asia, I understand, but same thing.
يكون العمدة الجديد في مدينة نيويورك.
Xo'sh, o'zi New York mayori nima degan?
That was so clean. I don't know how I didn't see that.
Look what happens here. Build up. Take out the high. Price runs lower to clear the buyers that we built the liquidity at. Same thing over and over and over. Okay, look what's going on here. We're building liquidity. We took out some sort of high, we got a pullback. Respected the low, moved away, take out another high, return back to the low. We're getting some sort of respect here. We're just building liquidity at this low. Should take it out. Look, we even induce higher again. Just build up a liquidity here. This is all a build up. And then we trap them. Okay, what is this? Liquidity block. Rocket. Done. Perfect. Little clean this can be sometimes. Anybody got questions on this? Let me know, please.
Aynan New York meri hozirgi kunda New York merini yillik maoshi
Here is where I took it. I actually took the pullback as well. I just showed you guys, but yes, this is the extreme. Is it this one you're talking about? There is no clean build-up. You do not take this trade. Which part of like the trade are you talking about? Like this? Build-up. Trap. Like don't overthink, Steven. Like just keep it as simple as possible, right? This price action here might have been a little more difficult to see in the current moment because price is so squeezed up a little bit. But the same thing over and over and over. Okay, liquidity block formed. Build up. Taken out. Okay, taken out here. Liquidity block. Buy. Okay, buy. What would happen if you remove the high and do not make the entry no longer valid? I don't understand what that means. Can you just... No, of course it's valid. Look, this is all a trap. I want price to the upside, right? So if price comes up here, no problem. Could have this happened? Let me see. Could we have come up, taken this high out? Oops. Taking this high out and maybe came all the way down to the extreme. Sure, it's not impossible. But that's why my stop remains, boom, here. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the next. But yeah, one entry here. Okay, this shitty time, but entry. This Asia, so most likely you guys can get in. And then here was pre-New York. But again, to the system, it all works to a T, right? Engineered liquidity here, and you have that build-up still sitting up there at the highs, and along with the higher time frame liquidity. All right. Gold, yeah, what a week. And then you can see Abid closed out one of his last position on gold from down here. He was up like 700 pips. I'm not sure. It's a good question. I am not sure why. Okay, I'm gonna go take a look at. I want to cover the US 30 trade I took yesterday because that is just this trade right here is textbook as well. Okay, same thing. Look, I can just point out right away. God, man, my mouse. Look at this build-up of liquidity we get. We get a big sell-off to the downside. What was the reason for it? We're clearing all of this. Okay? We cleared all that internal liquidity. This mouse needs to go in the garbage. Doesn't click anymore. Okay? We clear that liquidity. What a coincidence from this low. Okay? Massive bullish move up. Right to the high. Why is that important? Buyers have now been induced. Okay? And if I can see right now, check this. I can see it just on the hourly. Look. Low taken. High taken. Boom. So you could look for... You could take entries right here. Unfortunately, stop needs to go above here, so it's quite big. Or you wait for a lower time frame entry in this wick. So honestly, let's just go check it out. What time was this at? 9 o'clock on Tuesday. So I believe that was probably stock open. See what there's an entry. A lower time frame entry. No entry on the lower time frames. Yeah, stock open just spikes up, I believe. Yeah, stock open spikes up and then just dumps. So no lower time frame entry, but nonetheless, direction is to a T. Clean, clean, clean. Okay, that happens. We get that buy trap. We understand what should go now. The low. Okay, look at all the liquidity we've left here. Over here, take the low, take the high, liquidity block. Same thing. This I can't take because we've taken the low and respected the high. Why did we respect the high? Because look at this. We take the low to target this now. Sometimes you guys ask me, oh, I took it. Let's say you guys took a long down here for some reason. You're like, there's liquidity here. I want to target that. It's just leaving that for when we need to go long. Okay, so that's for the future. But let's take a look on the higher time frames. Wow. Okay, so we respected this area to the left, right? This whole red box. Where is the liquidity going to be? I grabbed the low. Look at that. We spiked that low to a T perfectly. Now, we got what to the upside? All of this liquidity to target. Okay? My entry, let's go to the 15. We'll get rid of this line here. Use an actual one. Look at this. Let's go to the 5. First step I want to see. Look at this gross PA. Build up. All this price action is build up. Massive sell occurs to the downside. Okay? Essentially, like we were talking about, that false sell occurs to clear all of this liquidity. Okay? I grabbed that low to the left. Why that low? You can see that we've also taken out this high, returned back to the low, moves away, liquidity below low. Okay? Stab that. Now let's go to, we'll go to M1 just so we can open up this PA a bit. It's a bit squeezed on M5. Cool. So, we take out the high. Why is that important? BOS to the upside induces buyers. They get trapped. Okay? Possibly could have taken an extreme entry here with your stop. Makes sense. But check this out. We create that liquidity block. Then we go back to the highs. We can expect false reactions here. Why can we expect false reactions? Can someone answer that question for me? Anybody? Someone unmute and tell me, why can we expect false reactions at this red box?
BOS.
Thank you. We get this BOS to the downside. Okay? Retail sees that as an opportunity to sell back at the highs. So every reaction here is just false, and we're going to have a fuck ton of liquidity, shit ton of liquidity up here. Boom. Okay? How can we take advantage of this? This is a Da Vinci special right here. Okay? Again, I'll mark this red box out. We want to see the liquidity block form. Perfect. Step 1. Done. Now we want to see a buildup occur. Look at this. Price takes out the high, returns back to the low here, moves away. Liquidity. What do we have right below? That liquidity block to support that entry. So as soon as the price stabs this low, get rid of this. As soon as price stabs this low, okay, and if I go on the M5, you can see it too. As soon as we stab that low, boom. So remember how I always talk about, I always talk about how if you wait for that imbalance in here sometimes, you won't get tagged in. Look how this, you wouldn't have gone tagged in. So you wait for that liquidity to get taken. That's anywhere below this low I have marked out here. Anywhere below is a valid buy. So as soon as we stab that low, I'm in. Okay? And a little cheeky confirmation entry. Okay? You don't have to take these kind of entries, but this now becomes a liquidity block. This is liquidity here. So I just took a little cheeky pullback entry. As soon as this low is stabbed, I again have a liquidity block to support my entry. Stop goes below the liquidity block. Okay? But the cleaner one I want you guys to focus on is this guy here. Perfect. This is textbook. Where do we target? We have this buildup of liquidity we've left on the way down. Not only that, that gives you a 1 to 4-ish. We also have the highs to the left we've been talking about. All of these guys. So if you just want to target even this to be safe, boom. And a 1 to, what is this? About a 1 to 5 back up. Very, very clean. This is just like So textbook. This is the kind of entries you want. And look at the PA you get following that. Marco Cook this week. This week was crazy, yeah. Build up. Trap move down. Okay? And now we're looking for entries here. Okay? The only way you can take entries below in this area, if you look to the left, you find a liquidity block. So if we had some sort of liquidity block down here, anywhere below here is an entry with your stops below the liquidity block. Okay? Yeah. Wow. Really clean. Really, really clean. And just like that. Comprende? Everyone following? Everyone understand? I think that concludes everything I wanted to go over. Let's see. Where do we think gold can go now? Anyone know? What's going on to the left? I don't see anything. This thing is Pluto. Tell me about it. I'm telling you guys right now, though, please do not trade gold next week. Maybe at the end of the week. There's literally no data in front of us. So if people start sending me gold charts next week asking me, where's gold going? I won't even respond, please. I don't know where gold's going. Let's be logical here. We just had... Look at this move to the upside. Over 1,100 pips to the upside. I have zero clue where this thing's going right now. So, please, do not be trading gold at the moment. Alright? Euro, like we talked about, could see more price to the upside. I'm not going to stay too glued to that. We just took out internal, okay, and also hunted from this high from to the left. Is it impossible for us to run back down? No, because I also see, like, we got some buildup of liquidity down here, okay, that we left to the downside. So I'm not ruling that out either, okay? Just got to take it day by day right now. And GU, I haven't really been looking at GU, but let's see. Yeah, I mean, it's hard. We took out this high. Could we induce higher once more before selling off a bit? Possibly. Just took out last week's low. Tap this area to the left. Let's go to daily. It's a hard one. I just need more price action right now, honestly. When we have big moves occur like this, it's hard to read price. I don't know where we can head to right now, right? Because you're just trading at a higher time frame extreme, basically, right? So it'll make more sense once we get down here. Maybe we get reactions and start building some sort of highs and lows, and then wow, okay, we got liquidity here. What's going on here, right? We have internal left to the left, so maybe we see a run back up here. Look at this. We get false reactions from the left. Sell off. Buy into the high. Since sellers just got trapped here, maybe we take a sell here. Target where? Liquidity from the left. Okay, these are just things that occur. Right now, there's nothing in front of my face. So don't be afraid to be patient. Sit on your hands. Wait for liquidity to get built. Okay, this is where everybody struggles. Learn to stay patient. Okay, because when the market's clean, like all the examples I just shown you, it's a walk in the park. Once you understand the concepts, of course. The hard part for people is they just want to always be in entries. Less is more, quality over quantity. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed this webinar. Yeah, much better. I'd like to hear that. Of course, brother. Of course. I juggle between all the pairs, bro, because everybody in the group trades different pairs. Not everybody, but there's some people that trade AU, GU, whatever it is. So I have a bunch of different pairs. But I just get up in the morning, I clear my chart, I look through all the pairs, I look what trades you guys have been taking, and I just choose whatever's clean. Sometimes there's two charts that are clean. I recommend you guys stick to one to two pairs max, especially when you're in the beginning stages. But yeah, whatever's clean to me, that's it. Keep it simple. All right. Cool. Okay, guys, that is it for me. I hope you guys had a sick weekend. And thanks, bro. Cleared a lot up. That's good to know. That's good to know. I like to hear that. Yeah, I hope you guys have a sick weekend, a good weekend. Whatever you guys are doing, family. If you guys are gonna do some studying. But yeah, hope you guys have a good time, and I will see you back on the charts Monday. All right, we keep doing our thing. Back to Monday. Let's see. Actually, I want to take a look at news real quick. News Tuesday, FOMC Wednesday, Thursday more news, and Friday no news. Okay, so there's a little bit of news next week. Wednesday FOMC. Okay, so don't forget that. I'll work on psychology during the weekend workout. That's what I want to hear. Okay, guys, take it easy. We will talk soon. Ciao, ciao, ciao. Deuces.